Mr. Tural Ganjaliyev from Azerbaijan, please.
Dear Mr. President, dear Secretary General, esteemed friends and colleagues, I just would like to say that the conflicts in the OSCE area, without exception, continue to be the most serious threat to peace and security. As such, we deem it extremely important for the Parliamentary Assembly to keep this issue high on its agenda, with a view to generating momentum for their earliest resolution. The Assembly should maintain a unified approach towards the resolution of all conflicts on the basis of its resolutions that reaffirm full respect for the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and inviolability of internationally recognized borders of affected participating states. Any manifestation of differentiation or selective approach towards the conflicts contradicts the letter and the spirit of the Helsinki Final Act and other related documents, thus must be rejected. As many of you already know, Azerbaijan has been subjected to occupation by Armenia since early 1990s. Currently, 1/5 of Azerbaijan's internationally recognized territories remain under Armenia's military occupation, and hundreds of thousands of Azerbaijanis are living as internally displaced persons in all over the country, including myself. Me, as the member of Azerbaijan's delegation to OSCE PA, has also been ethnically cleansed from the occupied Karabakh region of the Republic of Azerbaijan by the armed forces of Armenia. I cannot return back home. I have been deprived of my basic human rights. So it's a very sensitive topic for me. I take this chance to thank the organizers of this web dialogue for highlighting the importance of this topic today. I want to inform you that the government of Azerbaijan has moved very quickly in addressing the issue by creating a task force under the Cabinet of Ministers in late February 2020. The task force includes the representatives of different governmental institutions, which assesses the day-to-day situations in Azerbaijan regarding the coronavirus pandemic and foresees the possible measures to be taken in different circumstances. Other notable moves, for example, initiated by my government is the online summit of non-aligned movement contact group and the Council of Turkic-speaking countries to coordinate the steps taken to stop the spread of this virus. However, while Azerbaijan has been mostly quite successful in the fight against COVID pandemic, there is a different situation in the occupied Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. Despite the warnings regarding the spread of coronavirus in occupied territories of Azerbaijan, an illegal election show was held on 31st of March by the puppet regime installed by Armenia in the occupied territories of Azerbaijan. As if it was not enough, on April 14, the next stage of such so-called election was organized, putting the lives of all inhabitants under the threat. These reckless moves are as dangerous as the coronavirus pandemic. It must be mentioned that, as it was mentioned by my colleagues, the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, appealed for a global ceasefire amid this pandemic and stated that our world is facing a common enemy, this pandemic, this virus. This virus does not care about nationality or ethnicity, faction or faith. It attacks all relentlessly. Unfortunately, Armenia continued to violate the ceasefire on a daily basis in different sections of the line of contact in the occupied Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. The intention of Armenia is clear and did not surprise us. We know that Armenia is doing whatever it can to postpone the peace process and consolidate the status quo, which basically means keeping the occupied territories of Azerbaijan under its occupation. As I have mentioned